That was what is this? Wendell and Wild.
I know, I kept forgetting their names. Like, I would, like, look it up, and I'd be like, alright, I know one starts with... I know they both start with a W. I thought one was, like, Will or something, but yeah. I thought it was, like, Wendy. And then, I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it was, like, Wendell and Maria or something. I don't know why Anne Maria kept popping in my head. Like, I don't even know where that comes from, but...
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Wendell and Maria.
But, yeah.
That was Wendell and Maria, everybody.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time. Good luck finding that one.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
Alright, so today we... So today we had a bit of a new one, Wendell and Wild.
Yes, this one came out on Netflix in late October, like close to Halloween of 2022. So, and it's a stop motion animation type thing. Jordan Peele helped write the screenplay along with Henry Selick, whose last movie I think it said he worked on was Coraline. So we got a lot of heavy hitters in this one. As always, IMDb. Two scheming demon brothers, Wendell and Wild, enlist the aid of 13-year-old Cat Elliott to summon them to the land of the living.
Okay, I guess pretty brief, but I feel like that's common for the newer movies, you know?
Yeah.
But, alright, as usual, we'll start off with things we liked about this one.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to kick it off? Or?
Yeah, I can kick it off. I think one of the first scenes that I wrote that I really liked down, even though this came kind of in the middle, but the confronting her memories scene, that was really good. The animation and the soundtrack of this movie were both so good, and it just really lended itself well to her confronting her memories and, like, physically, like, with the shadow version of herself, like, breaking herself free of the chains and, like, fighting it. It was so good. That was a really good scene.
Okay. Yeah, I also really like the animation style in this one and just like the overall kind of universe they built. I thought this one had like a lot of good characters as well. So I really liked just Wendell and Wild and kind of, I guess, them two together, but also they're kind of dynamic with their father where like, they're kind of like these like, pretty much just like, I think it was some punishment they had for some reason, but they were pretty much banished to just like the inside of his nostril to like clip his nose hair and like apply like what is it, like shave like hair cream or whatever. But yeah, I just thought that made for like a very funny dynamic, and their father has like a giant amusement park on their belly, and their kind of dream is to like build their own amusement park. So I thought it was just kind of fun that like that was their whole motivation. Like you had like the teacher who wanted to keep the school alive, like the what were they called, the Clucks or the Claxtons or whatever, who wanted to like build prisons. Like everyone had their motivations, and like theirs was just, we just want to build our amusement park and making it a lot of fun, you know. But
we want our dad to believe in us and like do this amusement park thing.
I just thought they were really fun. I also liked Rahul's character and Miss Helly, Helly, who was the teacher.
Helly.
Yeah, something like that. But
Helly's probably right.
Yeah, I just like how they kind of like became friends to Kat and like helped the sister, and Miss Helly kind of became that, hey, like I've been down this path with you too, like I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I've like been through something similar kind of thing. So I just thought there were like a lot of really good characters in this one.
To go off of that, the character relationships between all of them were really good, especially I was partial to Kat and her parents after she got them back from the dead. Kat and Raul, where Raul was kind of just like trying to force his or their, I think they're his way. I'm gonna say his because I know he's a transgender child. He was trying to force his way into being Kat's friend and had his whole history with the preppy girls whose name I don't understand what was their name.
They were called the Poodles.
They're like group name. The Poodles. There we go. That's what they were. Because like. You can't have mean girls in a movie if they don't have like a movie. If they don't have like a name, like the Plastics, like come on, the Heathers, you gotta have a name. But the Poodle, how he used to be part of the Poodles, but then he couldn't he didn't want to be a poodle basically, and he couldn't keep up with that. And then of course Kat and Helly. I can't do this. Helly, all of that stuff. Just the character relationships were so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I also like how this one did kind of have like a bit of a message, you know, about like
Yeah.
again about like corporations uh taking the money over like kids' health or things like that, you know, where it's like
Yeah, the prison system.
yeah, it's
and
like
how-
yes, we
what
could
it's
put
really
these
meant
kids
to
into
do.
school and like set them up to succeed, or you know, we can set them up to fail at the school and then just pipe them straight down the road to our prison where we could like use them for like
Yeah.
unpaid labor kind of thing. So
That visual thing that they had when they showed it, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
they're not even trying
yeah.
to make this a metaphor anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, and this is exactly what our plan is.
So yeah, I did like how it had like those like touches of like, hey, these are like real things that happen in life, even though this is like a completely like fantasy universe with like people coming back from the dead and everything.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that aspect
Even
of it.
even besides that one, even like the personal messages of like being true to yourself, and especially with Raul and how his mom always fought for him, even when she was like on the phone with her dad, it was
Yeah.
like, I don't have a daughter, I have a son.
Yeah.
You better get it correct over there, like that, and even Kat learning the lesson of like how she wasn't at fault for her parents' death and her memories don't define her. She defines like who she's gonna be in the future.
Yeah.
And she could like change her future basically when she realizes she can see it. Just so many good messages in it in this movie. I think I had to like double check what the rating was to see. Because when they started doing the little creepy things, I was like, "Oh, what's the rating of this?"
Yeah,
movie?
yeah,
Spooky.
yeah.
But it's PG-13, so it wasn't as
PG-13,
spooky
yeah.
as I would have wanted.
Yeah.
But it was still like Coraline or like Corpse Bride kind of level spooky.
Definitely. Okay, is it your turn? My turn? Did you have anything else? I think I'm pretty much good.
Oh, I said I found the parents' death scene very touching when Kat was showing what happens to the Rust Belt.
Oh, like the
Rust
whole
Belt,
town,
I
you
think
mean,
is-
or the factory and everything?
they're-
Yeah.
Yeah, the factory and everything. She's like, the mom was like, "Baby, now that we saved it, what happens to the town?" And she like shows them the memories, and they're of course so proud of her. It was so cute,
Yeah,
so sweet.
yeah. No, I definitely did like her relationship with her parents, you know? And, yeah, it was beautiful how they came back too and like went away gracefully
Yeah.
as well, you know?
They did.
I guess are we ready for negatives now?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have too much. I only had like two kind of small nitpicky things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
one,
had two things, too.
one of them actually was the scene of her fighting her demons. I did like it. I did enjoy it. I did like the visuals. I thought it was just a little too straightforward. I would have liked to. I don't know what I would have liked it differently in that scene, but yeah, I just thought like her fighting demons and then like the like actual her fighting demons is a little too straightforward. And I thought it was gonna go somewhere else with that, but
Okay, I can see that.
yeah, it was definitely like a small. It wasn't like a movie ruiner or anything. And like again, the scene was still cool, so like it fit with the movie, and I think it made sense. But when I was watching it, I just thought a little too on the nose with that one. But that was just like a personal one.
Yeah. One of the picks I had was that I felt as though sometimes the movie was a little too fast paced, where it's like an hour 40 or something like that, or that's what it says on Netflix, and it's probably closer to like an hour 35.
Yeah.
Once you get past it, then you just have like credits and everything. So just. I think because a lot happens, it just feels as though things are happening a little too fast, almost. Where it's like, her parents die, and then we like quickly, she's in the school now, and then she has these enemies out of the girls or whatever. Even though the girls weren't really her enemies, they like seemed nice, and they were like,
Yeah.
"You should be our friend," and she was just like,
Kind of
"Fuck
too
off,
bubbly,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, they're like just too bubbly, basically.
Yeah.
And then she's like, now she like really quickly found the demons, and then quickly did it. It just all seemed like it happened a little too fast.
Yeah.
They could have definitely taken a couple of beats, maybe gotten rid of something. I don't know what they would have gotten rid of, but like just
Yeah,
slow down a little bit. Let me breathe just a sec.
Yeah, I think maybe that was also part of my problem with the fighting demon scenes. Is like it seemed like it happened so fast too. You know, like
Yeah.
the like resolution of her beating her demons essentially happened in that one scene almost. You know, so yeah, I think that was part of it for me too.
and especially showed the speed when it came to the end, and it was like, now we're gonna quickly stop. Now we're gonna quickly like make the Wendell and Wild thing. Now they reconcile with their father. Now we're gonna quickly stop this factory from being built, and now we have this happening, and now we have
the janitor bring back all the
parents
old
now
kids.
see their daughters over there.
Yeah.
Janitor brings back all the little kids, and then we have we use the last of the hair cream instead of using it on the parents. We used it to find old factory workers because remember they wanted for arson, but they couldn't prove it, so like we did all that really quickly.
Yeah, and actually, while we're talking about things they did quickly at the end, my other point was Raul's art thing being kind of the saving thing at the end, the ex machina that saves the day at the end. Again, that was also kind of thrown in there pretty quickly, and I forgot about the Rahul art thing. I wish that would have been a little better integrated in the movie, because like it kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was even working on this art project on multiple roofs. So like having that be like the final thing that does it, I was just like, like damn, like the set, like it came out of nowhere, so it's a surprise. But like I feel like they could have set it up a little better, like just incorporated his art thing more, because like I literally forgot he was painting, you know.
I forgot he was. I like knew he was an artist because he would always like doodle little things, and like he would try to make cats smile with his doodles and stuff like that. But yeah, it came a little too out of nowhere, where it's like you need a little bit of build up so we remember.
I mean, we essentially had those like two scenes in the beginning where he like does the original drawing, and then he shows them like painting that first roof early in the movie, and then we hear nothing about it for the rest of the movie. So. Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere for me at the end, and I was like, But
the last thing I had was Siobhan and her relationship with her parents was a little bit lacking for me as well. Siobhan's the one who is the daughter of the prison parents, basically, who want to build the private prison, and it kind of. It just wasn't a strong enough relationship for me, because I think they tried to make it seem like she's such a spoiled like princess sort of, but it never came through. She sort of was just like naive basically, and just believed what her parents said, as you kind of should at that age. Like, of course, as you get older, you start to like have your own opinions and like your own view of the world, and you start questioning things. But she was still kind of at that age where it's like your parents tell you that this is what they're doing. You don't have a reason to not believe them, basically. So it kind of tried to like make it seem like she flipped the switch and became like a different person. But she was never mean. She was just like naive. The real villains were basically adults in the prison system the whole time, which as it should be. But I just felt her relationship with her parents was a little bit lacking for kind of wanting to do like the flip the switch type thing. Yeah, no,
I definitely agree. And I don't even think there were really that many scenes with her and her parents. Like,
yeah, so it was like, because then she's always like, because to me it seemed as though she was telling Kat, she was like, what do you mean? The prisons have like 5-star accommodations basically, and spas, and you could really rejuvenate yourself, and like basically the lie that people who have a private prison are telling you. But then she goes to her parents and she's like, Kat told me that you're doing this to the prison. They're like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, okay. It didn't seem like her parents were keeping that a lot. Like, it was a weird thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So when you kind of had that final, like, her giving the middle finger to her parents and like protesting their demolition thing, it didn't really hit the way it should have or could have, you know?
Yeah. So, it could have hit a little harder.
Yeah, I definitely saw that too. Okay, I guess, did you have anything else for this one?
Nope, that was everything.
Okay, I guess ratings time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go first for this one. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I thought it was very enjoyable, like a very cool story. All the characters were very, like, I don't know, real and relatable, as, I guess, you know, even though it was like a fantasy universe, like, I think they all like face like real challenges. Her kind of dealing with things in her past that she kind of blames herself for, I thought was kind of a good motivation. Then you had like, again, like the real motivations of the bad guys wanting to just like essentially fill their pockets, you know?
Everyone was greedy.
Yeah. But then you also did have like those like lighter moments of Wendell Wild kind of like bringing everything together and like keeping it fun, keeping it exciting. I don't know if I said animation style again was a lot of fun on this one.
Yeah.
So it overall made it like a very enjoyable watching experience. Like I did find myself kind of sitting on the edge of my seat wondering what would happen next during a lot of this movie. So I think that's always a pretty good sign. So I really enjoyed this one.
I also gave it a 4 out of 5. I too really enjoyed it. It was easy to get lost in the story. It definitely, I could potentially see this being a fun Halloween or like spooky season watch along par of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie, those like style of stop motion animation movies. Animation style, so good. It was really fun, and they also had a little bit of like different types of animation. So they did like the typical stop motion one, and then they would occasionally do like in the flashbacks and stuff like that, go a little more almost 2D with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but it was just really cool to watch. And I thought just even the detailings with like the hair and the skin and like the little like bits and it was so good. More black animated movies. I think we said it in Interstellar, not Intergalactic.
Yeah,
That's my bad. But like more black animated movies, because that's going to be the next question. Do you wish you saw a movie like this sooner?
Yeah.
Not a movie like this was made sooner. And yeah, I always want more black animated movies, because it's so easy, especially in the fantasy genre, to instead of making that person your typical white gal or guy, just make them black and have them do black shit. Like, that's so easy.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Yeah, I always wished we had more of these movies around, to watch. Yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah, and then I will also add on. I also want another type of this, only like rated R, where there's a lot more blood and guts.
Yeah.
To make it real spooky.
That would have been fun.
This is PG-13 kind of scary.
Yeah, you can watch this with the kids
like,
if
scary.
you need to.
Yeah. If
Fun
you had
for the
kids
whole
and that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want another stop motion animated movie full of black people, and then we just see blood. That's all I want.
So that'll be the next one. But
that's the next one.
But yeah, that was Wendell and Wild.
Yes.
YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. How'd I forget that?
Yeah, it's because you stole my final question. Now everything's thrown off.
We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up.
No, I don't even know what they do. I just feel like the characters would lend themselves well to it. Like, I think for like some of them, like Intergalactic, I'm like, okay, this very much could like easily transition. This one, I just would like to see more of these characters,
Yeah, I just want to see these.
Like, I don't care how you do it, but do it,
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I know you Netflix execs watch us, so figure it out, please. Thank you.
Jordan Peele requests directly to you.
Because he's also watching, too.
Yeah.
In between directing his next great horror movie, he's watching us.
Yeah. He doesn't actually care about the Oscar awards. It's about the Black Ketchup awards,